In Chicago.
What's happening?
What's going on?
What's up? Blak? It's Blak Ball Street Karli. What's going on? We are back in the building, and tonight, great topic with my team. So go ahead and shout yourself out. What's going on?
What's going on, y'all? This is Mr. Go Viral in 10 days. Your boy Bishop P. How's everybody doing?
Love it.
Hey, y'all heard him, 10 days, and this is your girl Diana Blackstar. Dear, I am not gonna go viral in 10 days, but you gonna see me every day. Mags.
Hey, and you already know it's your boy Oil Man, hashtag Oil Man 312 in the building.
Squad.
You know what I'm talking
I turn up, oh man, every time I hear that.
Right?
Not only do I start thinking about, like, all I'm thinking about is like a mechanic, right? But then he come in with the oils on.
Yeah,
All
gotta make
right.
sure it's working right.
Great way to brand yourself. Great way to brand yourself. So, hey, tonight, y'all, we're going to talk real goodness tonight. You know what I'm saying? It is Women's History Month. And what we're going to do is we're going to shout out to all these important women in our life. So, tonight, we're going to definitely talk to you guys about who's important to us. But not only that, but why are women important in your life? Why are women important in your life? What are some characteristics that you can kind of think about, or some adjectives that you describe these women in your life and being great for Women's History Month?
They're the foundation of who we are. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. The way you nurture us, the way you care for us, the way you placed us in this world and say, hey, I'm going to show you things that to do and what not to do and how to better yourself. So I big up the ladies for the things that they do, the roles that they play in our lives, and how they influence us, how they encourage us, how they say, hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can do anything you want to do in life. But in the midst of doing this, better yourself as a human being and teach those. It's about teaching others. So you guys taught us how to love, taught us how to care for one another. And it's definitely been misplaced in our life nowadays. But you guys are always going to forever be that foundational piece that we need.
Man.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. I'm talking about, I felt that.
I ain't never been so happy to be a woman. Thank you.
Thank you.
That felt good, brother. I mean, thank you. Really, seriously. Now, old man, continue praising.
They're feeling themselves, yeah. It's good though. It's good though.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Kenji already wrapped it up, man. You know, if it wasn't for the women in my life, man, where would we be? That's our first teacher, man. I mean, could you imagine, like, you had to learn from anybody other than the first lady that taught you that stuff? Like,
Right.
Man.
It's so much game that we pull from the women. It's like, it's crazy. We can learn so much and still we lose focus. We don't give them the joy that they really need, the love that they really need, because we don't know how to cater to them. So it's up to us to ask the question, show us how to, not how to love, but how to love you the way that you need to be loved. How can I cater to your heart? How can I cater to your mind? How can I compliment you? How can we sit in the room together and grow and vibe with each other and just start something that's strong, build something that's strong, really.
And that feels so good to even hear that, because you know what I have now realized about myself, I have to ask that question. How can I love you? I was talking about, well, how can I love you? But not only that, but how you can love me. We need to for real sit down in relationships and really write this stuff down on paper. Like, I'm serious.
Yes.
Right.
Everything written comes to tuition for you. You know what I'm saying? So writing this stuff down, because that's my first thing when I'm talking in my next relationship, because I just been single working on me. And in my next relationship, I really want to sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and write down what you need.
Yeah, man.
What do I need? Because it's a lot that I need. It's a lot that I give, but I also require a lot.
Right.
Also require a lot. So with that being said, my mom, it's so much I can say about her. So much I can say about the whys, the no's, it's so much that I can say about her, but I appreciate her. And I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't appreciate my mother until I got older, though. I didn't appreciate her.
But I think that's how it always is.
I did not appreciate the things she did for me, because because I'm adopted, and I know my biological family and my mom. You know what I'm saying? It's like, thank you for everything that you did for me. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for instilling some things in me. Thank you for showing me the importance of keeping my family. Okay? When I say keeping my family, my mom was a single mother, raised me and my brother. both of us master's degree.
That's powerful.
Both of us.
You know that make her feel good.
It felt when I say if it wasn't for her, thank you, Mom. Thank you so much. Her birthday coming up March 13th. She don't even want to go nowhere because of COVID though, y'all. So I want to really show her what to do. I'm thinking about getting her a personal chef so she can go ahead and stay at home, make it happen for herself. But you know what? Thank you, Mom. And I'm gonna show you on the 13th. You are getting a pair of gym shoes, so stop playing with me, okay? You better wear them.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know that's my thing. She know that's my thing. So you getting that personal chef, everything for you, March 13th. Shout out to my mom. Shout out Karli, Rainey. How you doing, Mom?
Okay, so my question tonight is, how do you all feel about the household being divided?
Okay, now.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry, I felt that. But now when you say how do we feel about it, now I feel upset. Now, why do I feel upset? I feel upset because I feel it could have been avoided had we not been so easily manipulated and bamboozled. Like, had we entrusted not only ourselves but our people a little bit more than we entrusted the next person, I'm just gonna say the next person, with what was best for us, we would have never been where we're at now.
Okay.
If you really, you know what I mean? Like, we trusted the government's word or the news word on what we were to each other, and it shouldn't have never been that way. We are in our own community. How can you allow the news to tell us that we're animals and we're, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you start living up to that.
Right.
And then you start betraying what they're portraying. You know what I mean? And
true.
it just it's a vicious cycle, and I feel like it could have been avoided had we trusted ourselves more.
Do you feel as though our generation has failed the next generation that's after us?
Oh, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Or what about the previous generation that we looked up to?
That was the last generation.
That was the last one. And with all the drugs, with all of that before us, still raised us, the people that we are right now. Right. With everything that was happening, because at that point what we had Reagan in office, and all of them was letting drugs in there. That was the biggest time for drug dealers, made the most money.
Right.
You feel me? It was a lot of things that was happening behind the scenes that we didn't realize. But to your point, we still let media determine who we are still today in 2021.
Right.
Well, we gotta learn how to be ourselves. You know, I mean, you can't let the media tear down your house. You know, divide your house. You know, one of the things they use to divide the house right now, the biggest one is finance. You know, I mean, just think if you could, you know, you could meet the perfect spouse, and all y'all got to do is stay separate for 8 hours a day in order for it to work. Back at the crib for the other 16 hours, where you should be getting 8 hours sleep. I don't know what you're gonna do with the other 8 hours, but it's like it wasn't designed to work for you, you know. Between finance and then you, like you say, the government stuff. Oh my God, that's like they tear families so quick with that move. It's like, trust us, don't listen to your daddy.
But you gotta think about it, we live in such a systematic world. Look at what we do every day. What is our everyday routine? We wake up, we pray, we go to work, we come home, we do it all over again. This is a systematic based society.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, how can we change the narrative? So how can we change the standard of our culture? You know, how can we as black people help black people better other black people?
Sometimes you gotta tear it down to build it back up.
That's it.
Yeah, I believe
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. With this media thing right now, we have access to a whole lot of information. There's no reason at this point in time in our life that we are still divided. I am sorry.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway. And it's changing every day.
It is.
So by changing every day, we should be able to self-educate ourselves and be able to educate the next brother and the next sister.
Amen.
You know, it starts with us, and you said it, we had to tear it down to rebuild it up. And that goes to a valid point of we have to learn how to love us first.
That's right.
Yeah, sometimes we got to tear down that old mentality, you know, you know, that stigma, you know, that the angry face stuff that don't wanna. I used to say when we was little, we ain't like to listen to our parents. That's just like everybody that used to go to church. You ain't like sitting there, but now you can't live without it. You see what I'm saying?
That's so true. And we really got to look at that. We really got to look at that being able to build yourself back up. Because a lot of us, ain't ready to kind of look at who we are.
Ooh.
Real talk. Let's talk about it, because you really got to face some demons when you looking at yourself to build yourself up.
Yeah.
You really got to want to stand apart from others to build yourself up.
That's true.
Because I'm telling you, I had to take a real deep look and see who Karli was before I'm able to even get to this person that I am today.
Yeah, the man in the mirror is definitely an ugly one.
Ooh.
You know, you like you said, you have to face your demons. And there's a lot of skeletons in our closet that we're not ready to face because we're set in our ways. Pride kicks in, our ego kicks in. We don't want to do this, we don't want to do that. We feel ashamed of this, and condemnation falls upon us. And it's like there's no self-condemnation. You're free. So how can we change that mentality within us to say, hey, we have a free will to live the life that we want to live, to better ourselves as individuals, as human beings, as a nature, as a culture, as a society as a whole. If we want to develop a newness in life and bring back Black Wall Street, let's do it the right way.
Now, my tip, honestly, after dealing with, all the stuff emotionally that I've dealt with, my number one tip to you guys that, how to start this journey of, self-reflecting and self-healing and self-demolishing, thus rebuilding.
Right.
Learn to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
We have all done some shit in our past that either other people judge us for or we judge ourselves for on a daily. I guarantee you there's not one person on this planet that cannot sit back and think about at least one thing that has had them like, damn, Joe, I was bogus on that. Or I feel bad about that. I wish I could reach out to this person. Whatever it is, forgive yourself. Once you start that journey of forgiving yourself, you'll see that your anger and that feeling towards yourself was really that whole weight that you was feeling. And once you let that shit go, you'll reach out and talk to that person and see they wasn't even as mad at you as you thought they were, or whatever the situation wasn't as bad as you might have thought it was at the time. But start with forgiving yourself. That's my number one tip. Just hopefully nobody has to go down the journey that I went to get to this answer. But yeah, if you do, I'm here for you. I've been through it. I can help you. You will help me out. Black Star, BLAK stick. Start a regular way. I'm just going too long. But anyway.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to go through that in order for you to grow. You have to go through the pain. You have to go through the thoughts, the terrors in the dark. You have to go through that. Because once you come out, that light is going to grab hold to you.
Yes.
And now you have a message. You have a testimony to give out. Now your words are powerful. Now your words are hitting home. Now I'm touching your heart. That's what I wanted in the first place. I wanted it to hit home.
Yeah.
Because we go through so much on a daily basis. So let's break the system down. Let's change it. Let's sit out. Let's have conversations with the aldermen. Let's sit down with the congressmen and congresswomen. And let's do it. Let's push a whole new initiative for the city of Chicago. Not just for the city, but for all the other states, all the other countries. Let's change it.
And it starts with us too. You know what? And it's crazy how this is just coming together. Like everything's coming together. Why Armand Lamar, shout out to Armand, posted the other day, are you really serious about rebuilding our community? Are you really serious about it? I'm finna bring everybody to the table. I'm finna bring everybody to the table. First person, I'm like, hey, I'm ready.
But you putting in that work, that's a whole nother level. But it takes a lot of commitment.
We said, but we have a vision. So we have to have the right people. Like we always say, we have to have the right people to push that vision along with you. Because it takes a team. You can't do it by yourself.
Definitely can't.
Like when you have multiple visions, multiple wills, it's like, okay, I need the right people around me to say, hey, I got you here, I got you there. Let's do it. Let's focus on this. How can we change it? How can you change the narrative? What can we say? How can we do it? How can we build these partnerships? How can we do this, do that, and let us change?
And with that being said, come out. Make sure y'all come out. I'm gonna post it on my page. If you're really serious about doing what we talking about doing, we finna come together. We finna get a whole table of individuals in the community who really ready to make it happen. Now, do you have to be the person in the front line? That's not for everybody. We need a records keeper. We need We need a person that's gonna make the phone calls. We need a person that's gonna send out emails. We need a person. Now I'm gonna be in the front of the land though. I'm gonna be in the front with the arm on. But everybody ain't gotta be that. So why don't you do your part? Figure out where you are in life and what you're willing to do to make this really happen, because it's time, man. We coming up out of this COVID. Things are opening. Right. You think people still not gonna be listening? This media thing is gonna be big. No matter what, it's gonna stay big.
It's a war going on, but we gotta stop it between us though.
Yeah.
We gotta stop that war with each other. Stop it dead. It is over with. We getting too old for this. We getting too old for this, and the generation behind us is looking at that like, oh, that's what they do. They do this. They pop pills. They fight. They scam them. They scams. They do all this stuff to torture and hurt us. No, let's be better than that. Let's be better than that. It's time to be better than that. Let's do it.
I think we was divided originally spiritually. See, because just like you mentioned that, you got some people that want to show you how we can get out and smoke weed and pop pills, this, that, and the third. Right. And they'll swear, it's, the generation before. But the reality is they was always playing for a spiritual entity that will play against you. You see what I'm saying? And if you find yourself amused by them things, then you'll find yourself playing against yourself. Right. To entertain these people that ain't really about they ain't gonna be in your side of the church is what I'm saying. They might not even get in the building. Right.
That was good. That was good. That was good because they took everything from us and recreated it and then gave it back to us like we ain't even create that from the beginning. But we ain't gonna talk. We don't.
Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's something to talk about.
No, y'all see how we got to this point after we started with the women? That's what women do. We give birth to new things. Let the conversation progress. Go ahead.
You know what?
That was good.
That was good.
Snap that.
That was good.
Yes. But see, on my way here, I just heard it loud and clear. It's like, what does your roundtable look like? How many people could really sit down with you and have this conversation? You said let's put action behind what we speak and what we do and how we say things. So let's do it. If we're really talking about doing this, then where do we start? What areas do you want to see change in? Because there's so many areas in the city of Chicago that needs to change and need to heal.
With the youth, for me, it's with the youth.
Right. So see how many schools have been shut down.
Man, definitely. I want to honestly. I used to do well. It was just little like tutoring at my sister's building, but I honestly would like to do a bigger mentoring and tutoring thing because I don't feel like these kids are learning what they need to learn on these e-learning schooling that they're going to, and I just feel like if they actually had more hands-on things and actually we implemented some of those, skill programs, such as teaching them some of the things we're doing right now. Like, these kids, maybe cut out the process that I'm having to go to college and teach them when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I mean? If you teach them when they're young, they'll be, imagine what they'll be when they're younger, when they're older. I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, like I just really want to, encourage and pass down my knowledge to the youth, man.
I like the way you said that. And you know what, I swear, since I think it was the second week I came down here, and boss lady mentioned something. She said she really wanted to do homeschooling for the kids. And ever since then, I've been in my mind going over my thoughts on how do we create our own school. See, because it ain't enough to criticize what somebody's doing. You got to step up. They say the best revenge is success. So you want to see you want to see a better school? Let's build it. I mean, let's start on paper. I be posted up on the corner about the bread. Like you say, play the part. I go get some money. You want to write the pen? Hey, we can push it to the limit. And that's what a lot of real ideas start. But I found for myself that I have to stay around people that's tuned into, I didn't know we could do it like that. Let's get it done. Just this weekend, it's crazy, I'm sharing this with you. I ran into a brother that he said he had just came home. They just started letting a lot of people out. And the man said that he had been to jail 60 times. 60. That's 50 plus 10. He had been to jail over 60 times in his life. And I really didn't know what the perspective was. I'm like, this is either God telling you, look, I got a purpose for you. You're gonna get it right.
That's good.
Or you think you want to go for 60 more.
Wow.
I'm like, you know, nowadays, like I say, hey, you ain't got to worry about what the guard doing. Don't go to the guard job. We ain't got to worry about what they ain't teaching. Man, we can push it to the limit. And then, like you say, we could teach them some things that we learn, you know. Otherwise, if we don't teach them, we got to wait till they get old enough to apply for loans they might not qualify for. You know what I'm saying? And we could have gave it to them for free, you know. I reflect back on that because back in the day, I wanted to go to I wanted to learn how to fix cars. So I enrolled. I was on my way to Lincoln Technical Institute, I think they had back then. But we got to the school. They did the promotion thing, the layout, and it was nice. They had a whole half a car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Half a car. It was the front end. The whole half a car to work on. It was me and 400 other students, but we was gonna fix this half a car all semester. And then they didn't allow you to bring in like granny car, you know, the car that needs fixing. This is why I'm in school trying to learn how to fix my own damn car. They ain't let you bring your car in. And so after I left there with the bill, they was like, it cost like $18,000. And my daddy pulled up in the alley where he always get his oil change, you know, from his buddy fix the car. And the buddy said, oh man, you want to learn how to change oil? Go get me a case of beer, sit right here. And that's how I sat down. I'm like, you know what? We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't look at him like he drink too much beer. No, he drink beer and enjoy what he do. Let me learn how to them skills passed on. Otherwise, they just gonna sell them to us at a price we can't afford, and we really can't afford to be without. You can't even own. You don't even own your car.
Preach.
Your car is owned by the state road you drive on, and the dude that can fix it.
You just
enjoy it.
That is
between.
That is so
That's crazy.
I cannot.
That's true though.
That's true. Me myself, I really think it starts at teaching Black history, and I'm saying this only because, again, it goes back. Once you know yourself, you don't allow everything else to bother you. You don't allow everything else to come in your circle unless you want it in your circle and know that it's getting ready to help you make a movement to the next place. Like, this is where it got to start. We got to get Black people to start saying that we are the kings and queens, period. Like, there's no other race or anything that can do what we did or continue to do or continue to survive what we survive like we do. So stop.
It's 140 some degrees in some parts of Africa.
Just saying.
Man,
Just saying.
hello.
Let's not even talk about the slave ships. How many of us made it over here?
Man.
Because of doing what? We singing, we holding each other, we doing. Why we can't get back to that?
So that's a love and educational thing that we need. So speaking of education, like I have a thought for a charter school. So I went to school in Atlanta. I went to North Clayton. So we had automotive classes. We had wood shop. We had electrical and plumbing classes. So I was able to pick up a trade. Then I went to Job Corps, so I was able to pick up facility maintenance and do all these other things, learn about landscaping. So we need to bring that back and teach kids like, hey, you can learn this trade to build your own business from the ground up.
Hey, nowadays the kids don't know nothing about that landscape. Did you just see 6 feet of snow out here? I didn't count 50 shovels walking past. Didn't nobody knock on the door and wake me up? Excuse me, sir.
Can I show here?
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
See, it's up to us to teach them. See, we learned that. We learned that growing up. So it's up to us to teach them. It's like, hey, look, it's no excuse. I can go pick up a shovel right now. You need that snow picked up? I can do that. I can cut your grass for you too.
A lawnmower, I became an instant grounds maintenance person. I had a whole nother title. I was 12 years old. I'm about to advertise with this thing.
I'll rehab your whole basement. Take your drywall down and put it right back up.
With this lawnmower.
Man, all of that. But you know what, that is so true because I thought about it too when my son was outside shoveling my snow. I should have made that boy go down the street and make him some little bit of money because he sure turned around and said, Ma, I want some Wingstop. Well, you could have bought your own Wingstop.
You could have charged him $10, $20.
If you would have went down the street and shoveled some snow. You know what I'm saying? But we so into, as parents, Black parents, not one of your child to not have what you didn't have when you was growing up. So you give it to them, and then you turn around and say shit like, school is your job. No, hell no. You better clean up. You better wash some clothes. You better, all this stuff you need. And I kept trying to tell my son at 14 the other day. I told him, I said, let me tell you something. These things that I'm telling you to do, cleaning up, making up your bed, washing your clothes, those are things that are gonna help your family in the long run, bro.
Teaching you responsibility.
For real.
You gotta be more responsible. And I keep telling him, let me see what he did, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go up top. I got you the king. I got you king. And yes, I do call him a king because he was born one, and I was born a queen. So anyway, he don't went to. So he lived with his dad for remote learning. This is his dad time. 14 years old, he got to go, dad. I can't teach you much more. Okay. This man threw a ball, a baseball, because he in a baseball, at the wall in the dark. He kept throwing it. So I guess when he came to my house, they found the hole in the wall. They called mad, went off on him, right? That's a $500 payment. Why this man, I go out and come back and you let the broom hit my new flat screen and broke my TV. I said, let me tell you something. Because your mess ups are too expensive.
Ooh, Lord.
Too expensive.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
So you know what I did last year? This man, I gave him 150 singles in a Gucci wallet. Besides what I gave him for Christmas. Besides that, okay? I went right in that boy. Took the whole wallet. Thank you for paying for my TV. Matter of fact, that 60 I owed you on that bet with football, you ain't getting that either.
Damn.
I get to teach this man more responsibility because you are doing things that are so irresponsible but cost too much.
What they say, how did they put it back in the day? I think they used to say, spare the ride, spoil
Oh,
the child.
Spare the ride, spoil the child.
Right.
Yeah.
Spare the ride, spoil the child. Spare the ride, spoil the child.
But they gotta get whooped like we got whooped. Like I got whooped with switches and stitching cords. I got tied down.
But
I was a rod.
but
Like, you ain't about to beat my tail. You gonna catch me.
But when you really look back, we weren't getting whooped. We was getting disciplined after we didn't listen.
True.
See, the ride had been spared. They had told us all that we didn't want to hear it.
No.
And now we was getting whooped.
Right.
But you know what? There was some good thoughts because my daddy told me a story one time. He said, you know, you'd rather be whooped by somebody you love than some of these people they got out here that it's their job to whoop you. You know, like.
Look, we went from whoopings in the school. The neighbors whooped you. Your mama whooped you. Then your daddy came home. He whooped you too.
And you didn't do it no more.
Right.
You didn't even have to go to court and see no judge. And the judge was gonna
Listen, man.
DCFS wasn't strong like they was now.
But that's why now though. That's why a lot of parents are not whooping their kids. That's why kids can call DCFS and tell them anything, and they right out at your house.
Right.
Well, I mean, look.
They don't investigate, but they do that on purpose, though.
Look, when you ask the first question,
because they trying to make.
Go on.
When you started with,
it's set up. No, let's talk about that. It's set up to break the home.
I like what you said.
You know.
What are we gonna be able to say? How you say it to rebuild the community? Say you really down?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we gonna have to go to jail. We gonna have to die.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna be no cakewalk. I ain't gonna take you outside and take, bro. I'm gonna tell you straight up. They might lock us up.
It's not a cakewalk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we want to make some changes. Oh my God! The reason they ask you that to see how serious you is, to see if you a threat to what they got going on. Because as long as you could, okay, we ain't got to worry about you empowering people. Okay, you ain't gonna teach your family nothing. You gonna rely on us and we'll teach them. Great, they'll fund that. But we'll take that funding for you when you say, you know what, you'll teach your kids to do better for themselves without them.
But we said we shouldn't rely on them though, because what they doing is destroying us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They set us against us.
Yeah. That's how they win.
That's how they. And
But
that's
they
how
can't win like that no more.
win.
We can't let them win like that no more. They've been winning like that for some years.
Oh my
We
God.
gotta push the narrative of changing.
Yeah.
It has to change. Look at all these black successful people we have. Look at how YouTube is making money off of us.
First thing we're gonna have to do,
Look
we're gonna
how
have
the
to
news
get
is
them
making
something.
money off of us. Look how the brands are making money off of us.
Yep.
We're gonna have to give them something different to watch. Which you say it ain't enough to have a big $500 flat screen on the TV on the wall. I think that's why I don't watch my own dang on TV. Like I'm like, look, I'm trying to be on this TV.
Right.
I can't have this baby watching and looking up to the mimicky stuff. And I'm sitting here watching it with you, like, come on, give me this.
That's why we gotta get out our own
way.
way. We gotta get out our own way. Like, we stop our own self from growing.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly
Because
why.
we got emotions set in.
Yeah.
That's exactly why
That's stop.
companies like TYS and T34 Entertainment are going to take off, because we are going to be delivering premium black entertainment for black people. Why? Because we deserve better than what we are seeing from everybody else without us. We can do better than this. And having movies, music, whatever the thing is that portrays black people or have black people energy in it whatsoever.
We have to practice what we preach.
We have to actually,
You know, since I came back to school, I've been learning so many different positive, you know, just like videos and stuff that we don't see here. So one of my African neighbors, he seen me. I had my mohawk in, right? And he was like, "Man, you look like Kirikou." And I was like, "Who?" Right? I ain't never heard of Kirikou, but he from Africa. And Kirikou is a little cartoon. I promise you. Go look it up on YouTube. Kirikou. This little dude, this was like, you could tell why they don't show you empowering cartoons in America. It's like, okay, see that right there, that was real good knowledge. Like I could sit my baby down in front of the TV. I sit there with him and watch that over and over again. But you're not gonna see that on American TV. We got Family Guy and Kirikou was a black cartoon first. That was cool. And he was talking about real survival stuff. Like, wow, you know what? And when he said it, like, one of the guys thought he was making fun of me. I took it like a compliment because I'm like, thanks, man. You said something positive. And then I looked up Kirikou, and that was a cool little cartoon, man. If y'all get a chance to watch something with the kids.
Spell it for the listener.
Let me type it in.
Look, you gotta go find it right now.
Right there.
Hey, I do wanna interject though about, and getting back to women, the importance of women being in society. I see that a lot of black women right now have their businesses and it's really flourishing.
Oh yeah.
But you gotta look at what goes behind that also. Okay?
It's not easy.
The work.
Say it again.
She'll tell you.
The research.
Look, I ain't
The
dip my toe
time.
anymore.
Do you hear me?
Baby, listen.
The work. I'm in a podcast class right now. And it's a podcast to become profitable class. So I'm trying to find ways to monetize me just doing what I love to do. Okay? In this class, the first week, this lady gave us 28 things on a checklist to do within your first week.
Yeah, like that.
That's a challenge. That's a great
that's
challenge.
definitely a challenge.
That's a
Especially with
challenge.
everything you got
So
going
y'all
on.
know I'm in my second week and only on the 12th thing on that list, right?
That's all right, though.
But I'm not gonna stop.
Get
Not
your
gonna
bag.
stop.
Get your bag and do
But
it.
a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. Don't think we just came up with this.
No.
No.
But because we want to win so bad right now and bring our people with us, we doing everything we can.
Facts.
Researching, building support groups.
Right. Yeah. Got to.
Do you hear me?
Got to.
Networking events. Every time it seems like I go somewhere, and I think to myself like, so what am I gonna gain from this? I'm always gaining something. New connect, new networking, all the time. So we gotta do all those things that it takes to get into that, but we also need that support too, because you can't do it by yourself. You always need some kind of support team, and I'm look at this team right here. I'm loving it. On Black Wall Street.
All you gotta do sometimes is step up with that little bit of you can do it, and just take that. And when you cross the street, somebody gonna be right there with some. I've been waiting and looking for something just like that.
Right.
Like, you know, every day I wake up, I don't know who I'm gonna see, who gonna see the old man, but somebody see him, man. Well, I get where I'm going,
Right.
You say walk by faith, not by sight. I just
That's so
give
true.
me a blind stick. I know where I'm going.
So I know who got it. I know who leading me into the areas that he's
Yeah.
gonna lead right
Yeah.
now. Because there's multiple doors that he's gonna have me walk through.
Mhm.
But my personality gotta fit the areas that he has me
Yeah.
going into.
Yeah.
Ooh, that it
That's
factor.
real.
That
Right.
it factor is serious.
You find your niche, you find your lane.
Ooh.
You know, it's just like we sitting here. I've been waiting a long time because it take I think about 3 or 4 to 5 people to start like a non-for-profit or something like that. So it started like this. It might be like one idea in here, but it takes about 4 or 5 people to really, put that together. Then
Right.
it takes 2 years for the license. So you got to be, surrounded with somebody got some patience on they,
You got to.
Yep.
You
Got to.
don't want nobody gonna rush. I told somebody I want to make a Google. That's a one with 100 zeros behind it. And it was scary for me to pick just random people because I'm like, what if you pick somebody the minute you make $50,000, they ready to stick you up or something.
Right.
And they're gonna run off with the church money.
So my thing is they'll learn from you. They'll see how you got the Google. Now they getting it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they help me. I hope they help me.
That's it.
That's the
That's
lesson.
it.
Yeah.
What are some characteristics for you of women that have made an impact? What were some of the things that you can zero in on that really made you say, you know what, that's her?
My 5th grade teacher, Miss Brewer, like for
That's how you remember the name.
Damn.
you know, for like before I got to the 5th grade, that was the first black teacher I had, and like all the other teachers were teachers, but they didn't have the care for my little black ass. You understand? They was in there for a check, you know, and sometimes they would check me out, but my first black teacher, Miss Brewer, like, you know, I was kind of like trying to be a class clown, not trying to be, but that's what was coming out of me because of what I was dealing with and all that stuff. But she was the type of person that could look at that, recognize that, and she hit me with her main statement, like, look, I'm allergic to dumb shit, okay?
That's real. That's
and
real.
when she hit me with that,
Right.
man, that saved me the rest of life. It was like, you know what? It ain't about being a class clown.
Hey,
It's
that's
like when I was a
real.
child,
That's
I
real.
would recognize adult dumb shit, and I'd be trying to stay away from that. Like,
Right.
go find this out on my own. But yeah.
So, ladies, I have a question for you. What is something that you could tell the young queens out there that looks up to you guys right now?
Yeah, look up to me. I don't know. No, don't do what I did. Do what I'm doing.
Ooh.
That's good. What about you, Queen?
I just posted that on Facebook.
Look at that.
Be in love with the person you are becoming.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
When you in love with that person that you are becoming, because you know you see a light at the end of the tunnel. You know you can see the ending. And we all about manifesting our life right now.
Yeah, man.
Right.
We all about manifesting our life. So I'm speaking it into existence. What I would tell young girls right now, find what you love to do and do that. Don't go to school because you gotta go to school because people tell you to go to school.
Facts.
Don't go pick
Facts.
up a trade because you gotta pick up a trade.
Facts.
Find out what you love to do and it won't feel like work ever in your life.
Yeah.
Find out what you love to do and you make a career out of that.
That's so true. I'm glad you put that out there, boss lady, because I got a phone call today earlier from one of my little friends we be looking out for, and she wanted to move to Minnesota, long story short, right? She wanted to move to Minnesota because she heard it was a women and children state, right? I'm like, that's the truth. It really is, yeah. But if you in Chicago and you can't make it here, I don't think you need to go nowhere. I'm gonna tell you straight up, you know, because that's that important woman. Hey, well, when you cross this street, you're gonna be the same person.
So it's like Chicago's like New York. We'll make it break it time.
Hey, yeah,
So-
man, we got every season, and you done survived all these seasons. You go survive where they only got 1 or 2 climates.
Facts.
You know, for
Right.
real.
Right.
We be
Okay.
prepared.
So I have a question. So I saw this post on this person's page, and it says a toxic mother has more influence on a child's life than an absent father. Stay woke, ladies. Kids are watching you. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. Because I see even with the people, some of the people that I hang with and talk to, how they act in front of their kid. Just disrespectful.
Right.
Disrespectful. Now, you can have company, but your kids ain't got to see all your company.
Right.
You good, boss lady. Back in my day, we couldn't have company.
What?
Company was what you call outside.
Yes. Yes.
Not outside the door, but outside the gate.
Right.
That was
On the
my-
other side of the yard.
Right.
That's it.
That's what company was.
Wasn't no spending the night.
None of
None
that.
of that.
I'm talking about.
Let's say it was your relatives.
And nowadays, I don't know how people could get in no bad relationships out here. I ain't got to take nobody back to my crib. They got Airbnb.
For the low.
Did he
For
say
the
that?
You go this way, I go that way.
Right. I ain't got to worry about you. I have my own space. You got your own space. I'm free and clear of you. Right. Right.
Yes. I mean, like that, because they see a lot of, even phone calls.
Right.
Why are you talking like that in front of your kid? Tell me why. Tell me why, even if you in your room, close your door.
Right.
Do you know that what they're listening to, what you're saying, they compare it to what they see on TV. And then guess what happens?
Right.
They think this is the way to go. Stop, man. Yes.
And they end up in toxic relationships, and they wonder why this person is beating them, verbally abusing them, doing this, doing that, because this is what they saw.
It's just like,
yep.
It is. But nowadays, everything is going viral now. That's why I read that. I was like, man, that's kind of deep, because I look at the Instagram models that's on Instagram, and all they doing is showing themselves, and they got their kids looking up to that. You know, and now they're doing that. Now they following suit. Now everything is going viral. You know, but stuff like this should be going viral. This educational talk, how we inspire each other to go viral. All negativity is always gonna go viral, because sex, drugs, and money sell. But empowerment should sell as well.
Yeah, but then that's that other thing, like you say, that go division. See, because here come the job. They were like, come on, you can make this much money. I like the way you said that, because we were just watching the live from Karli B. And she was talking about her song, and then her baby walked in. And it was like, oh, don't let the baby hear.
But you doing it. You got video.
But my thing is, the baby already heard it. They hear it every day you play the song. She even hear her father cussing with them. Come on now.
They see that. They see that, and they do it.
But then, like I say, you know, now look at the same situation. You know, they say God don't make no mistakes. So if you made $1 million off of, you know, some stuff you ain't want the baby to hear, just think if you'd have waited with a little bit of patience, let that pass, and got your $1 million from some stuff that you could be proud of. You know?
Look here, man. These girls making $20,000 off of OnlyFans.
What? I'm talking about making money.
Wait, but see what they don't realize about them OnlyFans. I'm glad you mentioned that. See, because you can make $20,000 and feel like you balling this year.
Right.
But something could hit you in your ass next year called the clause. Because a lot of these things that you sign up for, unseen things, come with some clauses you don't even read. You really just want to get into it. You be like, I used to make $20,000, you know, and that fell off. Now I'm trying to get up here. But that clause will say, you know, if you had some nudity out there, there's a lot of grants out here that you can't apply for if you into adult nudity stuff. You understand me? So keep your clothes on, get your mind into the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
You get a standing ovation for that, okay? That's a standing ovation.
I hope y'all really was listening to that.
That's good.
I ain't even think about that, and I definitely know y'all ain't think about that. He just really dropped some knowledge.
And you know, and that OnlyFans, you know, that's a real, that goes to show you right there. You know what? That's some mirrored behavior right there. Because now you got to think about who is really looking up to you and what is they applaud. You gonna applaud me every time I take my clothes off, but every time I get shot to try and come down and give me a job, you act like you don't know me.
But you see what I'm saying? Kids don't respect their people now.
Yeah, we gotta put something out there they can respect. You know, hey, them same OnlyFans could be your OnlyFans cooking show, and only people know how to cook like you will be people that'll pay $24.99, whatever you charge a month. You understand me? You know, hey, the same way they do YouTube. You know, hey, you know, everybody go through that. Back in my day, I thought I was gonna make a good meal trip. I'm glad I didn't, because I got older. And could you imagine getting older, and now you got to look at your back in the day OnlyFans.
What was your stripper name?
I got the oil for you.
I got the oil for you. He all glistening. That's too much. Oh my God. That is too much. But yeah, this is some real talk. Real talk. And the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Woo! Do something different. Stop acting like you can't do something different. Stop acting like you don't want different for yourself. I have never, ever put up nothing noodle. What's the word? Nudity. What? None of that.
She ain't did. She don't even know how to say it.
Back in the day, they didn't have strip clubs. They had supper clubs where you could eat dinner, and you could watch a burlesque show. This was a nice show. Okay, it wasn't no sweat all over your food. You understand?
You said sweat on the.
Yeah,
because we go to the strip club.
It be sweating.
You throw a couple of ones still gonna dance with my lemon pepper in my hand and my bottle of Hennessy. I'm good for the night.
Oh my God! This man say lemon pepper and Hennessy.
I am through.
So, okay, I got another question. So, I'm reading this and it says more suicides by Black Cook County residents in 2020 than the year over a decade. So, You do?
Yeah, you gotta think about it though. This whole COVID thing was population control. It's for population control. If you're in jail and you locked up, us being on the outside already happened hard.
Right.
How you gonna do to somebody that's in prison only get 1 hour rec time? You feel me? Outside this cage, now you're on lockdown. In this motherfucker cell 24/7.
Right.
God only knows what they doing to them in there or
That's
how
true.
they mistreating them.
Sure.
It's only so much a person's mental can take. You feel me? And a
That's
lot of
so
these
true.
people are in here for petty ass shit.
Right.
My sister did 3 months because she didn't pay a tip. Exactly,
Wow,
exactly. So it's
That's
people
crazy.
that are in there for petty shit, like not being able to pay for something and having that little petty thing sitting on you, and you in here now for months
Right.
or to years.
Right.
I wish people wouldn't take their life, cause but I'm not surprised. Honestly, I can't even imagine being in jail and having to go through this COVID.
So how do you feel about COVID being the only thing that's killing black people? Because you hear that on the news all
What?
the time. That's what they say. That's what I heard on the news. I'm like, it's only killing black people. I'm like, that's crazy.
Was it?
So it's more white people out there that's dying too. It was. I think I was watching. It was CBS News. That's what I was watching.
Oh, and they said that black,
Yeah,
See,
killing
and
black
that's
people.
what I'm talking about. Y'all know that bullshit.
and y'all listening to
It's
it.
set to kill us up. So that's why I had to ask that question, because it's like, why are they trying to push a negative narrative saying this is only killing the black people?
Well, like you say, they want
It's
us
killing
to
everybody.
kill ourselves. So if they could, cause a stir that make us run out and get run
Right.
over, then they don't want,
But that's what COVID did. You gotta think. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit deep. Let me tell you something. You just talked about jail, right?
Yeah.
Where have we been since March of last year?
At home, quarantine,
What?
behind the scenes.
In jail.
In jail.
That's what we've been. For the last since a whole year, damn near what is a year? This is March. We've been on house arrest, we've been in jail, and guess what? And nobody has been there to take care of our mental the entire time.
Not at
We have
all.
been fighting depression, anxiety, fear, everything is going through. When you sit in a cage this small, let's
Right.
go back to jail. You sit in a cage this small, people have a lot of time to sit and think about why I'm fucked up.
That's your mental self. Like
That's your mental self.
Man.
That's what this COVID has done. That's why it was a
That's your
pandemic.
mental self.
So y'all need to
Hello.
wake up. It was a
Hello.
pandemic.
Hello.
For most of us. For some of us, like myself, like the people sitting around me,
Right.
we have actually started new ideas. It was time for you to sit down and think. And now you shouldn't even be thinking no more. You should be going.
Right.
Your plan should have been made. That whole time they set us down. Your plan should have been made. Stop talking about it and be about it.
I like the way you say that, boss lady. I always looked at it a little different because I've been gelling since day one. And I realized why I've been gelling so hard. I ain't had to go to jail to start gelling. See, that's what keep you out of jail. Pay attention. You see, if you police yourself, sometimes you don't have to go get police training. You see what I'm saying?
That's good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Say that again. You police yourself.
Right?
If you police yourself, then you will save yourself from being policed.
And when you get in
Preach it,
there,
boy.
when you get in there, they show you. I had showed up in the Cook County one time, and that's how it go. You don't show up, not because you ain't got to do stuff all the time, but because the way God is set up, you're gonna recognize. You know what I'm saying? You know what? It wasn't that I got to this small cell to think about what I could do and should do when I get out. I'm already in a small cell. This cell ain't but this big. See, a lot of times people want to live outside of this. They be like, I can get me one of these big truck jewelry chains and be the man. The same man you was when you put it on.
Right, you the same person, same individual.
It's like, you got to be, man, from day one. Otherwise, they always got them doors open, And a lot of times, we forget that we gelling down here with a God that don't want us to serve nobody but him.
Right. That's fact.
Man.
That's fact. And God has a way of setting you down. That you speak on jail. Like I went to 26 in California, so I know.
Yeah.
Like, my whole mentality was like, hey, you gonna go to Markham and you can run. God's like, oh, so this is what happens when you run. You gonna go right here. I'm gonna show you that you're not gonna have your freedom no more. You gonna have to eat these bologna sandwiches. You can drink this juice. You have to wear this uniform. They're gonna strip you of who you are.
Man, that be
You go upstairs. You go upstairs. You get on the phone. You record your voice. You record your voice. That's how you set up your phone call. So when you call your people, let them know they know who you is calling.
I'm glad you mentioned that for him, because what he just said was, if you this mad when you walk into county jail, ladies and gentlemen,
right?
So they lock ladies up too. If your voice sound like this, you better keep it sounding like this. Otherwise, you ain't got no phone call coming.
Exactly.
And won't nobody know where you at.
Not at all. God, man, look, I saw the youngsters in it. They cussing their family members out. Oh, you ain't gonna come get me? Oh, that's how you feel? Blah blah blah. Hey, can I use your call right quick so I can call more people? Go ahead, bro.
And I'm a little old-fashioned, you know. I'm like, no, I can't let you use my call. You was in here for what you did, and you know, you got your one phone call, and you know,
use it appropriately.
But see, the type of person I was like, you know what? I don't belong here anyway. Yeah, I got me here on BS, so I know God gonna get me out.
Now, I'm a little old school. I used to look at stuff like that, but then I was like, man, with this way God be, he was like, look, no, you at where you supposed to be. He's doing the teaching.
Yeah,
you gonna accept this lesson,
right,
or he gonna reiterate.
Right, so he
let
you see from the night that you spend in the little hole to the day that they transported you, say, hey, get behind this chain gang, walk in, do this, do that. He lets you see all that.
Yeah.
You keep acting up, this is where you can be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna be living this life for the rest of your life if you don't get it together.
Now, well, I say the man said he had been in jail 60 times. He said, I swear he looked younger than you.
I just can't fathom doing something
60
that will
times?
send my ass to jail.
60 times.
I'm talking about, like, I just can't fathom doing something. And I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I've been arrested. I used a fake ID to get into a club when I was in college, but that's what we was all doing. You know what I'm
nowadays,
saying?
all
That's
you
what
got
we
to
was
do to get to jail, you know what to get you there? Being a parent. Being a good parent.
Man.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Man.
Look here.
Y'all
Be serious.
gonna call the police on me?
Like, who was y'all to tell me how to whoop my child? As long as I'm not beating them, as long as I'm not putting my hands on them.
Man.
Yeah, I met.
How can I help them understand who I am mentally? Because I grew up, my mother put fear in me.
But then
That was the power that she had. I birthed you, little nigga.
But
I
then
carried you around for 9 months and pushed you out.
You need that.
you gotta look at
She could have did like this. She could have aborted me.
some of our early like 60s, you know, 70s, and all that earlier Black pride stuff was really, you know, strongly rooted from, we had just came out of slavery. So we were more aware of who our enemy was and what they were after. They was after our black woman. Let me separate y'all so I can get in your ear. While I'm in your ear, I'm gonna have him over here up against the wall, you know.
Because they know the power of the black woman and what they hold.
Yeah.
Women hold so much power in their hand.
He came and
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand and nurture that.
Yeah.
We have to nurture our queens. I saw a shirt that said pay our women. We have to.
Yeah.
We have to pay them with love. We have to pay them with respect. It's not all about finances.
Yeah, because that's all they want to do.
Right. It's about the time that I can
They give
spend
you
with
some
you.
money to make you forget about your man.
Make you forget about everything. And I don't understand, like,
even
even looking at strippers. You doing all that for them dollars, though.
Right.
Like, it ain't even worth degrading yourself. How do you go home every day and look at your kid and say, yeah, you need to go to school? Well, what the fuck?
But that's why
because
a
they
lot
wanna
of them
talk.
do drugs.
They-
That's
A lot, 'cause
a
they
lot
gotta-
of- I've dated a stripper. Like she did. Like I'm not gonna lie, but like she drank a lot and she popped pills. Like every time she danced, she had to pop a pill and drink before she did.
Because that's how they get in their zone.
Yeah, that's how you get your zone, because you cannot do it sober, because that's not something you want to
Exactly.
do.
Yep.
Do something that you can do sober, that you're proud of, something that you can. Nobody will be able to say, "Hey, that bitch going to school and she get the education." Who the?
Because what it is, they saw their homegirl who had that bag.
Yep.
And it was like, girl, I see what you're doing. And it's like, I want
Money
that.
is the root of all evil.
You know?
and ignorance, man, not knowing.
Money with ignorance can
Yeah, money with some ignorance. Oh my
tear down
God.
a whole society.
For real, for real.
But you give an educated individual some money, watch how it changes. Watch the seed that's been planted in the hood.
You know, one thing I was proud of when the guy told me he had been in jail 60 times. I said, man, you ever thought about starting a non-for-profit? Teaching people how to stay out of jail.
Right.
You're a professional.
Right. You
And he was
to.
like, I ain't never know how to do that. And I told him how to do it, 1, 2, 3 steps. He was like, just like that. I'm like, yeah. And that let me know that it was somebody out there with some money that was controlling your loyalty. You know, they'll keep you going back and forth to work if you don't never ask about how do I start my own business. You know, because the first day you pull up to your job in a Bentley, they're gonna fire you. I just want you to know that.
Because you're making more money.
Because you're making more money.
You might not even be. You might have borrowed the Bentley, but because you look like you're getting fired.
You're a quote unquote nigga with money. They don't want that.
The second time I went to jail, the police told me you could have did it. Let's go. I ain't lying. I ain't make that up. I remember one time I just told this story on the train. My little brother got robbed. Right. I take him to the police station to report the robbery. The police was like, "I know he ain't have something to do with it." So we got to prepare. You know, we got to prepare our people. You know, you think like they say, "Hey, let's separate her." Okay, get your girl over here. They tell her that stuff, and you got some good stuff in your ear. That's to keep y'all separated.
And be dumb enough to follow suit. And that's what mess us up. So
all the time. Damn, I'm so tired of these trends, man. I'm so tired of these trends. As soon as they start sagging these pants, I'm talking about they done took off. Tell me how it's cold when your pants is still below your ass. It don't make no sense. I'm tired of trends.
Because you're advertising. The rule in jail is you're open. You're open to receive.
See, that's what I'm
But they don't even.
But as soon as I grab somebody's booty, I'm the wrong one. If you gonna put your hands out, I'm joking, but seriously though, like if a female, I feel like it should be the same standards. If you don't want your woman walking around with her ass out, or you feel like it's a woman is disrespecting herself to be walking around with her titties all out and her ass out, then maybe you shouldn't be walking around. How do you feel like she's feeling with you standing next to her with your ass out? That don't look good.
You gotta remember,
don't look sexy with your ass hanging out and your little penis grinning.
That's part.
She said little penis.
That is part. That's part.
It used to be little. Like I'm sorry, when y'all
usually be little because why your pants that tight and then I don't see no print. That means it's little anyway. But anyway, we're not even gonna go there because we gotta get ready to get off topic. Y'all, we gotta end this tonight. We're gonna bring it back. We definitely gonna bring it back.
Part 2, y'all.
Definitely gonna bring part 2 back. It is Women History Month, so we're gonna bring a great topic next week for Black Wall Street. Hey, tell everybody how they can reach y'all, man.
Look, you can reach me at Chicago's Bishop P on Instagram. You can email me at therealbishopp gmail.com. Also, going viral in 10 days, y'all. That's the new slogan.
Turn up!
Hey, and you already know who it is. Blak Star, that's BLAK Star the regular way _TYS on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Also got a podcast out called WELP. That's WELPP exclamation mark. Please, that's on Anchor. Thank you. Check me out. Go on here, Senaca.
That was so beautiful. Well, you already know it's OilMan312. That's the hashtag. That's all you need to find me. You hit up your Google. You type in hashtag OilMan312. You're going to get Chicago's very own Senaca Taylor show. You're going to get the Anchor FM/Smell Me. You're going to see me on the YouTube. You're going to get connected to my Facebook. It's hashtag OilMan312.
Man, I just love y'all so much. I love this heat. I love this plug. I love it all. Hey, it's Boss Lady Plus 2. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Boss Lady Plus 2. Also, Karli Rainey on Facebook, but you can also find me on International Radio, 2 Bossed Up on the mic, and everywhere you go. And if you ain't messing with Boss Lady Plus 2, then what you doing?
Oh yeah, don't forget P3 Podcast Radio, y'all. I forgot to plug that.
Yeah,
check me out.
Viral in 10 days.
Boom.
Let's go.